And welcome everybody here to the Juicy Fruit Xfinity Series Round of Gateway here. Christian Master Jr. leads us down. Green flag is out in the air. We are underway. And into turn number one they go. James Qualls way up behind the track. Couple cars way upside the groove. And here they come. Qualls hits the wall, bounces in Eddington, and into the 40 as they are all going to have to scatter around. Front end damage to the number 70 of Qualls there, just like that, on lap number one. As cars scattering, there you see Jonathan Zorlin way up behind the track as Qualls still, he has a tire rub, looks like, on that 70 machine. And here they come off of turn 4, we've got trouble, and there goes the 16 spinning around. That is Annie Thomas and Marty Johnson with damage to the 54. They're going to be racing back down, and Sekuli's in the wall in turn number 1, just like that. Lots of cars trying to slow down under caution here, and here comes the rest. They're going to be racing it back down. That didn't take the line here. Drew Austin trying to get around teammate Christian Master. Here they come off of turn 4. They are side by side across the line, and it is going to be Drew Austin that leads them down here for the caution flag, as the rest of the field that already took it are going to be single file here to take it nice and easy. As you see, out of turn number 4, Annie Thomas gets into the back of the 54, into the wall, both cars go. And that's what brings out our initial caution here. And Randy Van Poopen got pretty lucky here. And then you gotta look at the 4 car of Josh Sekuli. Looks like they were all 4 wide coming in turn number 1. You're really just trying to slow down at this rate. And Finguy got help from Charles Sanford, sending the 4 into the wall. Not much damage there, a lot of back end damage, and Schwalmer gets into the back of Luis Hernandez, sending the 55 for a little small spin. And here they come to the green. Chris Dodd will be leading over Jeffrey Finguy. And then you got Lily Gordon, Keith, and then Boston. Green flag is back in the air. There you see Jeffrey Finguy looking on the inside. He's looking low. He wants to go for that position there. Dodd's going to slide up the hill. Here comes Finguy down to the bottom. Dodd's going to get in the wall here. And Finguy nearly gets clipped there. Almost gets swept up in that. As we got more cars again slapping turn 2. That's really the trouble spot, as well as turn 4. Really just the exits of the corner are going to be extremely important here. As Warren Keith looking underneath Finguy can't quite make it work. But a lot of the cars scrambling for position here as Chris Dodd is dropping like a rock here. As we got more cars there, Alex May nearly causing a wreck out of turn 4. But Finguy leads lap number 7 there. Warren Keith not too far behind as Finguy comes out of turn 2. Rather nice and easy, smooth corner there. As the 28 hitting the wall, Cole Baker spinning around in the back. Caution is out yet again at the speedway. As a single car spin, got more cars in the grass back there. Kyle Matthews trying to get down pit lane. Looks like maybe having some issues there, or they're just all trying to avoid a single wreck. They're just not having the best attempts at it. As coming off of turn number 4, they're really going to take it nice and easy. But Jeffrey Finguy is currently your race leader with Kelly Boston in second. Here we go, coming into the restart zone. Kelly Boston leads over Warren Keith, Rancho Cucamonga, Hudson, and Lily Gordon. That is your top 5. Green flag back in the air here at Gateway. Warren Keith, could he make a move there? You see the 39er Robbie Jackson getting aggressive on that restart, looking underneath Jonathan Zorlin for the 6th position. As Boston way up behind the track, he hits the wall. Keith hits the wall as well, and that puts Rancho Cucamonga to P1, just like that. As the back half of the field's getting bottled up, more cars hitting that wall. And here they come into turn number 3, all up the racetrack there. Kelly Boston finding the wall yet again into the back of Nathan Hudson. Both cars are in the wall. They are scattering all over the place, and we've got ourselves a wreck. Christian Master Jr. spinning off of turn number 4. And so is looks like the 15 of Chris Dodd as well. Surprisingly, that didn't take out a lot more race cars than anticipated, but they really aren't really finding much grip on the track here, as the caution is out yet again. they're all just really scattering around. So many cars slamming that turn 4 wall. Charles Sanford gets loose into Christian Master, and I think a lot of them there might have been oil on the track actually. And there you see, watch near the corner of the screen there, you see Chris Dodd getting turned by Elijah Bright there, sending the 15 for a spin. Slight damage for the 15 of Chris Dodd, but a lot of damage to the cars that slapped the wall for turn 4 really. Here we go, green flag back in the air. Rancho Cucamonga leading over Lily Gordon, Robbie Jackson. Really, they all pulled away from basically the top 5. Looks like the 24 of Jesse Dalton might have missed a shift on that TriStar machine, so certainly some issues there. As Robbie Jackson's going to certainly go for that race lead. Looking at the back half of the field here, they're really going to get themselves gathered around, and they do indeed. But Robbie Jackson into turn number 3 he goes. He's going to dive it in there extremely hard. And he takes it away. Great overtake from the 39. But Rancho's right there as the rest of the pack's trying to get themselves gathered on turn 4. They're not going to be able to. Spencer Gilmore spinning around. And he does not really get hit that hard, as there you see Christian Master Jr. also getting assistance there. As the caution is out yet again. Looks like we're going to get ourselves into a wreck fest here, folks. You're going to have a bumpy ride here at Gateway. Robbie Jackson still leading. Rancho Cucamonga is right there, though. They're still racing it back down. And there you see, he's right there on the bumper, the 39. Can't quite do much. Side by side for third, though. And Gordon holds off Pollard, looks like, by a fender there. But talk about a close battle there. Gilmore went for a spin. And how did Jeffrey Finguy not hit the 0-1 there? Gilmore washes up the track right into Annie Thomas. You see Robert Pollard. Finguy actually does get a little piece, but he just nicks on by. And there you see Eli Bright getting into the wall there, and Rodriguez helps turn the 25 around. Christian Master Jr. certainly getting into a little spin cycle here today. But still, surprisingly, we haven't had any retirees yet, but I think we're going to get some later on in this race. Robbie Jackson took the lead away from Rancho Cucamonga at the halfway point of this race. We are back underway. Can Rancho Cucamonga take the spot back? Matt McIntyre, one of the first to make a move into turn number 1. Robbie Jackson's going to have to slide up the hill. He does not this time around, so great veteran move from Robbie Jackson as Lily Gordon nearly in the wall. Off of the second corner there, but a lot of cars going 3 wide for position. Extremely important, and Cody Lamas is crashed in the back. No caution out on the track. But the racing for the lead is going to be on there. Kyle Keep making himself back into the picture here. A lot of cars going 3 wide off of turn 4. 4 wide off of turn 4. It's not going to work. And Emmanuel Hartnett spins around. Kyle Matthews swept up in it. And here they come, the rest of the field trying to get on by. And there's Christian Master, nowhere to go. Spencer Gilmore spinning around. And there you see, there's James Qualls trying to get... Oh, and he hits the back end of the 0-1 there. Caution is out yet again. We are still having a heck of a wreck fest here, as they are still racing it back down. Cucamonga down the inside of Jackson. Here they come off of 4. Stephen Paul III is right there, and Cucamonga clears the 39. And Cody Lamas dove it in too hard, put Qualls and himself into the wall, and then you had a massive crash coming across the line here. It started with Emmanuel Hartnett. They were all 3 wide, they were 4 wide off of turn 4. Kyle Matthews was one of the few that went up the hill there, and really, you don't really have much room with them there. Hartnett washes up the track into the number 88, and that put Scott Roush with some front end damage. Nowhere to go for Robert Pollard there. Christian Master, Annie Thomas. There's Gilmore running in the back of teammate Sakuli. And then you got the 70, bam, into the back end of the 0-1. And we're going to look at Scott Roush's damage. I think he had a lot in there. Don't know where his car is at. And there's Hartnett wrecking again. But that 60 car had a lot of front end damage. Yes, he did. The Watkins Glen winner certainly having a tough break on the racetrack. It will be restarting with about 11 laps to go here. Rancho Cucamonga leads. Lap car Andy Thomas down at the bottom of the track. And we do have 2 retirees of Kyle Matthews and James Qualls. They're out of the running here today. Green flag back in the air. A great restart from the 3 machine there. And Kyle Keith, he's looking down at the bottom. You see the Lynx's machine trying to make a move as they got around Annie Thomas rather easily for the top 4 cars here. Cucamonga up the track. Jackson trying to take advantage as they're all scattering out of turn 2 yet again. It's really just a blanket of cars, all trying to avoid the massive carnage here. As there you see Stephen Paul III looking for second and maybe even looking for the lead. Here he comes down the inside, and will he take it? They are side by side across the finish line here, and he does take it away as we got more trouble. Luis Hernandez and Keith Batson are wrecking there, and the caution back out again, but they're still going to be racing it back down. Nathan Hudson trying to take second away from Robbie Jackson. Ranger Cucamonga is right there. And then you got Steve Pollard in the number 10, not too far behind, also trying to pounce. Hudson up the track there. Rancho trying to get up there past that 39. Can't quite do it. Hudson gets P2, but Stephen Paul III now in first. So I missed this one apparently, and Marty Johnson, slammed the pit road wall for some odd reason. I think something broke on that 54, probably suspension or some brain cells there. That certainly put Marty Johnson in a bit of a hole there. But looking at a turn number 4 here, looks like Drew Austin got into the back of the 6 there, and that just clips Luis Hernandez. Both cars just go spinning there. Really a harmless spin for the 2 of them. And the 6 hits the wall, a bit of the front end, and Hernandez just slides really across that front straightaway, bringing out our caution. And Cody Lamas nearly plows in the 6 there at the end. This will be the restart that will determine the race here. If we get a caution, which it looks like we most likely will, Stephen Paul III could win this race. Green flag is back in the air, but the top 3 really checked away. Robbie Jackson down at the bottom of the racetrack. Into turn number 1 they go. Hudson really slid up the racetrack there, so that's really going to cost him some ground as he slaps the turn 2 wall. Rancho Cucamonga has to check up, so it's going to be a battle between Stephen Paul III and Robbie Jackson here. Into turn number 3, Pollard has to dive it in. Robbie Jackson does the same. He washes up the track, but still has the proper run. Off of corner number 4, they are just racing hard back here. And Matt McIntyre in the wall. And there you see they're all just scattering around for track position one by one. We got trouble in the back. Dylan Schwalmer has gone upside down somehow. And there's Josh Sekuli, but they're going to be racing it back down towards the line. Cole Baker spinning in the back. Here comes Jackson down at the bottom of the racetrack here. Here they come, Jackson up the track. So is Pollard. Pollard can't quite do it. He drives the corner. He choked it. And Robbie Jackson's going to take the lead away from Stephen Pollard III. And that could be the race-winning move as the back half of the field trying to scatter themselves around for position. And Robbie Jackson, I think, might have just taken the win away from Stephen Pollard III just like that. Something broke on the 20, just like the 54, and then the 4 slams into Schwallenberg, sending the 20 upside down for a couple rolls there. And then when they were all racing back for a top 10 spot here, they were getting dicey. Cole Baker tried to make a move, got assistance from Drew Austin, not once but twice, sending the 18 for a spin. And that really cost Cole Baker a lot of track position near the end, and tough break for the 18 team as they had issues early, and certainly that didn't help them at the end. And coming to take the checkered flag to end the race under caution, it is Robbie Jackson that will be taking it here. Second race in a row we've had a race under caution here. After calamity at Watkins Glen, it brought Scott Roush to victory, but today it brings Robbie Jackson some victories here. After missing a race, this has helped him quite a lot here in the point standings, and Robbie Jackson has a shot at making the chase here. Actually, that will put him in the chase here for the G3 Xfinity Series by how well he's been running lately. Here are your results here. First through 28th, Couple drivers struggled throughout the race there near the end. Jeffrey Fingai gets himself a top 10 there. The Pollards get 2nd and 3rd. Hudson 4th, Gordon 5th, Sanford 6th, Boston 7th, Warren Keith 8th, Cucamonga 9th, Fingai, like I mentioned, gets a top 10 here today. Good run for the Roush Fenway team, or the 1 car. Corey Williams short of a top 10 today, gets 11th. Couple notables here. Chris Dodd was leading the race earlier on. He finishes 13th. Eli Bright finishes 16th there. Robert Pollard, Randy Vanderpoop, a couple of others, like I mentioned, having some struggles here. And here's the rest on down. Only 35 cars remain in the race, surprisingly. 34 on the lead lap. But congratulations to Robbie Jackson on the victory here. And Gateway, he certainly deserved that with a pass from around Stephen Pollard III.